Sit comfortably, relax, breathe calmly and deeply. Imagine that with every slow, gentle exhale, the physical body dissolves into the air. As you continue, the density of the physical body is gradually perceived less and less as time goes on, becoming more and more subtle. With each exhale, the body seems to melt and turn into mist, which dissolves into the space around you. We no longer focus on the physical body as much as before. It remains somewhere on the periphery of consciousness and does not concern us. In many situations, our attention is frequently directed and guided toward a variety of other forms of perception in subtle and sometimes unexpected ways. We act with two forces, mind and imagination. Imagine that you are in the very center of the room, quietly suspended, just floating there, peacefully, just for a moment, in a state of pure presence, without form of any kind, without a physical image. Your disembodied consciousness simply lingers and gently hangs in space, softly, quietly, unconnected to the physical body itself. It has no form, no image, only a sense of presence. Look at reality from the standpoint of I am a believer. You are in a suspended state. From this point, look at your physical body and realize truly, gently, feel, this is not you. Take a moment and look around. Notice absolutely everything that surrounds you, all around. Your imagination slowly becomes a safe, protective shell, a quiet, gentle space in which you gently move. And thought, so powerful, so incredibly profound, controls, guides, and effortlessly transports you to absolutely any point, place, or moment in all of reality, wherever you can possibly imagine. You can rise to a world where there is no time or space, where there is no matter, particularly in regions of space where dense objects are absent, such as in areas in which there is very little or no matter present. All of reality is absolutely filled with brilliant, radiant light that shines everywhere you look, in every direction. Everything that was dense turns into transparent, clear light. There is nothing physical anymore. Everything now gradually becomes almost completely, utterly transparent, as if it is made entirely of pure, radiant, shimmering, ethereal light. We are transported to a special place, a room where unity takes place. Imagine that this is a hall where many souls of the righteous are sitting at one large table. In a sense, they are sitting here together with us. Right now, in this very moment, as we sit together. But not as physical bodies, rather as our longing, our deepest desire, our consciousness. With the help of our vivid and boundless imagination, we gradually and gently move forward to this very point so that we can truly be there together. Just think about it and we are already there. A huge letter, Aleph, appears in the space. This is the very first letter of the alphabet, and it holds a special significance. It is often seen as a symbol representing the absoluteness and the all-encompassing nature of the Creator, who is believed to be the origin and foundation of everything that exists. The Creator, as symbolized by this letter, is considered to be the ultimate master and ruler of the entire world, overseeing all things with wisdom and authority. Feel the power and mystery hidden within this letter. Truly feel what stands behind it. Not the form, but rather the true, inner, fundamental essence in its truest sense. Take a moment to sense what truly lies behind the imagined that is so often hidden from view, just beyond perception. Take a moment to focus on the boundless greatness of the one who truly governs and oversees absolutely everything. He simply and effortlessly manifests himself through this in every way. It is, without a doubt, the very first, and as such, it is truly his most significant manifestation. Feel how this letter expresses the Almighty, the all-powerful, all-knowing, ever-present, eternal, ever-compassionate One. Is here and now, in this very moment, right here. There is truly nothing at all except for the Creator and the Creator alone. Everything, absolutely everything, is already done, completed, and finished only by the Creator. Carefully attach all your desires, your innermost wishes, hopes, and thoughts, every longing, yearning, and aspiration you hold deep within your heart, every silent prayer and hope to Him, and feelings, perhaps even some of your very own, to this particular and unique sensation. Hold on to it. Do not let it go under any circumstances. There is truly nothing but the Creator. Always remember this and keep it close to your heart. Never, ever forget this truth. Everything is done only by the Creator. From the point of maximum merging and intertwining with the oneness itself in its purest and most complete form, at this moment we can gently draw light from the source onto the shared common field together, allowing it to softly illuminate us all. Feel the genuine desire for unity within everyone present here, as well as those who deeply wish to be with Him, always, in connection with the Creator, beyond time, past generations, future generations. Merge with them, with this powerful unified field. And in this point, there is a place for prayer for others. Feel how the soft, gentle, warm, peaceful, and radiant light of joy extends through your channel and brings pleasure and happiness to everyone. Each of us is such a channel through which this light can extend into the common field. Tune in even more deeply, attracted like a magnet if you wish, but not to yourself, rather to the shared and common field of everyone, as it belongs to all, for the benefit of all. Light from the source, merge with the collective desire, feel the shared intention. Remain in this prayerful state for a while with a sense of longing, a yearning that, like a magnet, draws all blessings into the shared field. Consciousness becomes a blessed field of presence, a radiant and sacred space where awareness flourishes. It is the consciousness of the presence of the blessed being, a gentle recognition of the divine essence that dwells within. The being exists within the consciousness of the blessed, and within this awareness, the presence of the blessed being is continuously felt, experienced, and embraced in every moment. Let us truly thank the Creator for everything we have felt just now, for the prayer, for the sensations, for entering into contact, for the fact that the Creator has called us to Himself. Slowly and gently return to your original state, trying to hold on to these sensations, to truly and deeply remember and not lose what has been gained in this important work, to continue to gradually and gently extend in every way possible from this deep immersion into every moment of our lives, into the situations we will encounter. The state of attachment to the Creator, to the shared field of all souls. Slowly open your eyes. For now, we are still doing short Yichudim, as you can see, quick entries and exits. These are basic exercises that we really need to learn to do in order to attain the levels of prophecy, Ruach HaKodesh, the higher levels, but without learning to feel ourselves outside the body, without stopping to perceive ourselves as interpreting ourselves as dense objects, we won't be able to function at a high level of Yichudim. That's why we need to get used to this state periodically, to do these exercises. Even brief short entries into these states teach us. We acquire a new nature, a new perception. We learn to walk, feel, and perceive spiritually without sense organs, without physical images. Later, there will be longer exercises, longer Yichudim, which will last for a longer time. They will include more details step by step so that the person can move from simple things to more complex ones. Light is the pleasure, the delight that the Creator wants to give. We need to desire for this to be drawn into the common field. What this is, everyone feels it in their own way. Honestly, I really don't know how to tell you exactly what I feel. I feel that the Creator wants to give everything, all blessings. Good health, financial well-being, a worthy partner, spiritual attainment, anything at all, everything that people desire. You are given the right to choose how deeply to enter into this and what to do with it. There is no limit to how deeply you can enter into this. To tell you that it is only this way, it is not only that way. There is no end to it. It is an endless interaction with the Creator. Infinite light. I said simply, in general, that there is infinite light in which everything exists. There is no limit. How you feel it, how you see it, depends on your level, the level you have currently reached. From this stage, you can wish for other people to draw closer to the Creator, for Him to bless them, for Him to let them feel His presence through various different aspects and experiences in their lives, according to the measure of their vessels. But how and to what extent you will enter into this, that is given to you. To what limit? There is no limit. Homework. We focus in particular on contemplation and on this particular inner point that we have specifically identified as I am a believer, which sits in the carriage, as we described in the example above. It is precisely this point that is the true master and controls all the forces. Our work will take place through imagination, intellect, which is capable of overcoming the limitations of time and space. First, learn to use your imagination to picture yourself in a state that you have not yet reached. Imagine that you are a perfected person at the end of correction, a righteous one who acts for the sake of others, prays and extends light to them. Feel your own perfection in this moment, as the Creator intended you to be. Imagine yourself in His beautiful design, just as He would want you to be, truly and genuinely be, and try to live in that state, in that particular state of mind. Let's see now, together, just how long you can truly remain in a state of absolute perfection. In the world of the end of correction, a place where all adjustments finally cease. Second, try to keep yourself in this state as long as possible. With the help of imagination, overcome time. With the help of thought, look at things globally, at the life situations in which you manifest, in different forms. The true eye, carefully observing the garments it puts on, goes beyond the limits of places. Look at everything as if from above, at the entire process of development, from a small child to an adult, or even from past reincarnations to the end of correction. Depending on how much you are able to grasp with your attainments, the entire chain of your spiritual development, outside of time and place. Look at all the stages as a single process of the Creator's design, in which you, as an integral being, simply change your state until you reach the intended goal. There are close ones with whom it is possible and necessary to talk about these states, because by talking about this, we begin to understand ourselves better as well. And simply communicating openly and honestly on these important topics truly strengthens us on this path. There are different groups where it is forbidden to talk about these topics. I've heard this from people. In our school, it's the opposite. I actually encourage it, specifically so that people talk about these topics with each other, because that's why we've gathered here. What to talk about? How much cucumbers cost at the store, or what? Of course, none of that interests us. We are here specifically to study these spiritual attainments. The only thing we need to note is who we are talking to, because sometimes you might say some very deep, elevated things that the person simply cannot understand. In that case, there's no point in telling them. There are people who can understand because they've been through it themselves. You can communicate and be friends with them. They will also share their own stories and experiences. Regarding your question, can we feel each other? Baal HaSulam says that there are two states. The first is when a person is in some spiritual world, just as in the physical one. We all know, for example, this glass. We have a shared perception of the world. We all know that this is a phone. In other words, we have a common understanding of what it is. It's the same in the spiritual world. If we are in the same state of perception, we will understand each other. What does it mean to be at the level of nefesh, ruach, neshama? What does it mean to be in an embryonic state? What happens there? At these levels, we need to have a certain shared vision. If a person has no friends or souls, even in the spiritual worlds, whom he sees also attain in the same way. That is, you read books and see, oh, I perceive it this way too. The person begins to have doubts. Maybe it's not like that. Maybe this isn't the world in which I am. Maybe it's all just my imagination. It's the same as in the physical world. If a person sees some hallucinations, for example, and others don't see them, he really starts to doubt, what if this isn't real? That's why there is a shared atmosphere. We need to see the world we're in together with other people who are attaining it. But there are personal things. For example, how you describe some of your own visions. It's not a given that someone else sees the same visions, but the inner meaning, the essence. If a person has been in these states, he can strip away that outer shell that appears to you in your images and visions and grasp the inner essence, the meaning beyond that shell, because he has gone through it too. He had his own different visions. He saw things differently, but the essence was the same, a shared perception of the world. What you remember, you really had vessels for that. And what you don't remember, you didn't have vessels for. You sensed that there was something there. Baal HaSulam says that for every prophet, there is vision and hearing, spiritual ones. Vision is what you see, what is clear to you. Right now, what is clothed in your vessels. Hearing, you sense that there is something infinite around, but you don't see images. You don't see exactly what is clothed in the vessel. But there is also something else that is not clothed, and it is also present in attainment. Simultaneously with what is clothed, there is that which is not clothed. They exist together. That's the point. Yichudim is a very broad topic. It can manifest absolutely in anything at all, in a simple, everyday, ordinary, and typical state. Even when we breathe, we can make Yichudim on breathing. Descent and ascent, adhesion to the root and from it. In other words, you can make Yichudim on anything at all. But the highest quality Yichudim are in study, specifically through books, through the transmission of teachers. It's just that not everyone has the opportunity to sit with books 24 hours a day. Ideally, those who in particular aspired to serious levels, they tried more, specifically to make Yichudim through the Torah, through study, and to penetrate into the spiritual world specifically through this. But for those who can't, who have things to do, work, and so on, their Yichudim saves a person from disconnecting from the Creator. If you don't do Yichudim there and you can't study, your consciousness chases material things, external objects, after all sorts of situations that our imagination of this world paints for us. And a person forgets about the Creator, about the spiritual. In these situations, disconnects. Only with the help of Yichudim can one hold on. Everything we study, these are techniques. For some people, they may be suitable. For others, they may not. That's why I have provided all possible techniques here so that a person could try them out and then choose for themselves what suits them more, what suits them less. With this technique of visualizing letters or the names of the Creator, Kabbalists would visualize before themselves the names of the Creator, Yod, He, Vav, He. Or for those who found it difficult to visualize all 4 letters, they would visualize 2, Aleph, Lamed, El, and some would even visualize the letter Yod as a small dot or 3 Yods. All these Yichudim, they are for those cases when a person cannot direct their thoughts toward connection with the Creator without images. Because there are different situations when a person's mind is constantly occupied with all sorts of material problems, and he cannot focus his thoughts on the reality of the Creator because his mind keeps wandering. And that's when imagination comes to the rescue. Imagination has a wonderful ability to bypass the world. Thoughts. That is, if I cannot think about the Creator and about Him, think about Him for at least an hour a day, holding on to a single thought, focused only on Him, then imagination can help me with this. Imagination is when I picture before me the name of the Creator or a letter that reminds me of Him. It helps me to stay focused as if I am walking before Him, as if He is here and now. Through this carefully constructed imagined form, even though my thoughts may often run and wander thinking about something else, this image keeps me anchored in this state of adhesion to the Creator. But if a person does not have such states, when he is pursued by thoughts that disconnect him from the Creator, he can cling to the reality of the Creator even without imagination, which is an even higher level of adhesion. Therefore, different techniques for different locations, for different circumstances you may find yourself in. I am giving you the whole set, and then you simply use them as needed in wherever you need them. An icon is an idol. This is exactly what Baal HaSulam tells his students, that we are commanded not to make any form of the Almighty. So he was asked, then how is it that we make these letters? He says, we do this temporarily, and after we have done it, then we must, after finishing the work, nullify these forms, telling ourselves in a deliberate and thoughtful manner, reminding ourselves of this important step, taking a moment to reflect, that this here is by no means the Creator. This was simply a tool to simply keep me in this state, but By no means is it the creator. He is infinite, he is eternal, beyond all forms, beyond all letters, words, and everything else. Therefore, yes, after that you need to switch to such feelings of gratitude, to such the levels of transition. This is only a tool, a way to keep yourself in a period when you cannot be in adhesion on the level of thought.